Hey y'all, welcome to another week of Daily Devos. I am excited as always to dig into the Word and what the Lord has for us this week. I want to start the helmet of salvation today. We've been in the shield of faith and that has been so good, and part of what I want to talk about ties in with the shield of faith, and so that's why we're going to go ahead and move into the helmet of salvation this week. So I'm excited that you're with me. Let's go. First of all, let me put my coffee down because I'm going to drink that. Don't want to lose my place in Romans, but I do want to go to Ephesians. And let's pick up in our verses right where we've been in Ephesians 6:17. And it says, and take the helmet of salvation. Take the helmet of salvation. Now that's pretty short, sweet, and to the point. He tells us what to do. Let's talk about this helmet in all of its glory, so to speak. And that's probably a very good way to put it. This helmet was, of course, made of bronze. And it was not... It's not for the faint of heart. That's another good way to put it. They were very, very heavy. And do you remember when we talked about the breastplate? The Roman soldier's breastplate, it was made of bronze. This helmet also made of bronze. And it was not something that it wasn't small at all. It wasn't something small that they put on their heads. It completely covered their heads from top all the way down around their jawline, and some of them even came down to their neck. And so we're going to talk about all of those things and why that's important. But I want to talk about how this thing looked. These helmets were ornate. They were absolutely beautiful. Most of them, and this, I pull a lot of my stuff from Rick Renner's Dress to Kill, which I hope that you all saw last week. I think it was Friday when his ministry offered them free of charge. So I know that a lot of you got those, and I know that you are excited about them coming in. But this helmet, much like the breastplate, was absolutely beautiful, and it had etchings all over it. He says some of them would have pastoral scenes, some of them just animals, some of them fruit, just absolutely beautiful carvings in the helmet. Very intricate details in these etchings and in these shapes. Some of the helmets were shaped like animals, so they weren't even just round that they would fit to your head, but they were molded in the shape of entire animals. One of the things he said that I thought was interesting, he likened it to having a piece of artwork on your head, walking around with a bust or a statue on your head. Another thing that really drew attention to these helmets, and I say that very, very adamantly and very on purpose because I want you, we're going to circle back around to that this was not something that you would just miss. When a Roman soldier walked by in his helmet, you noticed. And that was that there would be a huge plume. You know, plumes are feathers. And so a huge plume of brightly colored feathers or horsehair stood straight up out of the middle of these helmets. Out of the top, very top middle of these helmets. And if the helmet, as if that wasn't enough to just have feathers and brightly colored horsehair coming out of the top, if this helmet was used for public ceremony or parade, that plume or those feathers could be so long that they would hang down all the way, the whole length of the soldier's back. Could you imagine that? Walking around with this extremely heavy piece of metal with carvings all over it. And as if that wasn't enough to draw attention, there are these beautiful feathers, brightly colored, hanging all the way down your back. Why in the world did Paul call this helmet the helmet of salvation? What did he see looking at that Roman soldier's helmet that reminded him and made him think of salvation. And so we are going to dig into that this week. Come back and join me tomorrow, and we will go a little further. I'll see you then. Bye, y'all.